Hey everybody, it's Father Edward. I saw the movie Red One just last night so that I could let you know what I thought about it. I want to answer the question, is it a good Christmas movie? What did I like? What didn't I like? And should you go see it? So those are the questions I hope to answer. Maybe you have seen the previews for the movie. You would know that The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, plays a security agent for Santa Claus named Callum. Jack O'Malley is this naughty person from his childhood to his adult years who really gets involved in a plot. He didn't know it, but to kidnap Santa Claus. So the whole movie is this uncovering of trying to find Santa Claus after he's been kidnapped. We get people, characters that are inserted into the story. It's all right, so it's an action movie. It's a spy movie in a sense, kind of that genre, right? Like you have your agents and you're trying to find Santa. A lot of it, you just kind of shake your head and you're like, this isn't real. Of course, we're dealing kind of with a fantasy, etc. So, but you're like, yeah, this would never take place. For a multitude of reasons, but just kind of the high tech, all of that. So it's kind of a re-envisioning of the North Pole. And so that's one thing. So let me just say, what did I like about the movie? At the very beginning of the movie, Dwayne Johnson and Santa, or Saint Nick, they have a conversation. And Dwayne Johnson is just seeing all the evil and all the bad and all the naughtiness around him. I would translate that to you as a Catholic priest as sin. And so you saw opening scenes of sin, of greed, of anger, of stealing, so you have these sins, these bad things that people are doing. And so Dwayne Johnson is dissatisfied with that. I really like something that as Saint Nick, or as Nick and Dwayne Johnson or Callum are conversing, that there were some very beautiful quotes there that if you listen closely, you'll hear the conversion of life really coming through. Like, people can change. We can't give up hope on people. It was a good exchange between the two, and it comes full circle at the very end of the movie where we see that played out once again. So that's one thing that I liked. The choices, the changes from leaving behind a naughty life, in a sense. Another dynamic that you'll see play out throughout the movie is Jack O'Malley's character. He's a father. He has a kid. So this kid is introduced into the movie. Kid's name, I believe, is Dylan, if I'm not mistaken. And so you see the father-son relationship. But what you see is the father who is absent, the father who isn't going to his son's things. You see kind of a fractured relationship between the father and son. And so, Matt Bellany the other day on The Town had a great little episode about the portrayal of fathers and so forth. And I thought that was an enlightening episode that he had. And here we have this movie showing father and son and this strained relationship. But by the movie's end, maybe it changes. Not to give away anything in the film, but hopefully, just as all things can change from that very beginning conversation, maybe that can change too. But pay attention if you see the movie, pay attention to the father-son relationship. So those are a few things that I liked about the movie. Kind of the motifs, the themes that emerged that I could get on board with. Now, what didn't I like? Now, there is some minimal bad language. A few swear words here and there. Nothing that's extravagantly swearing or anything like that. Not vulgar as some films are, where almost every sentence has a swear word. But I would just be mindful of that, simply because if you take a kid to it or something, you don't want to expose them to that. So a few swear words. So that's one thing. There are two scenes where there's a beach. And so, of course, what accompanies that? Women who should be dressed a bit more. And so there could be these lustful scenes that I would caution against. So that just kind of made me uncomfortable, but that's because I'm a priest. And so, I don't like immorality in that way, but you kind of see lust emerge a little bit in the movie, kind of unnecessarily. Okay, what else? There was this figure Krampus, and I think Krampus is this mythological kind of story that's told, and I did look it up, and because what troubled me was that Krampus looked a lot like statues of Satan that you see online, when Satanists are going to go do things, and there were these offerings that were like put before a statue of Krampus, and Krampus is alive in the movie and whatnot, and it just kind of unsettled me a little bit. And come to find out as I was reading, well, he is kind of like this evil satanic figure, whatever, obsessed with getting all the naughty people or whatever. So Krampus, I didn't care for him too much. So just because it reminded me too much of evil. And I didn't like that. But, I think probably a necessary part of the storyline that they are telling. So, but it was just unsettling to me. And then lastly, Christmas magic. There was a line in one of the songs that said, "Christmas magic is the best sorcery I know." So I advise you against sorcery. I advise you against magic. And so of course, in a movie, it's not real life, whatever. But I don't know, I heard those lines, and it's kind of like almost subliminal underneath it, right? And you're just like, why is this song playing the Christmas magic and whatnot? The Christmas magic is the best sorcery I know. So to me, it dabbles a little bit in that new age or that occultism or, however we would classify magic and sorcery. So I think those are some of the areas to be concerned about the movie, at least from a faith perspective, from a moral, for the sake of your soul. Those are the things that stood out to me. Now, is it a good Christmas movie? So Christmas movies, as you know, there's lots. So, we had the best Christmas pageant ever, Focused on Jesus. That's the best Christmas movie in my opinion. Now you have this movie, which is kind of in the line of Christmas, obviously, about Santa Claus, Saint Nick. So I think that's the better of the categories of movies of Christmas. And then you have kind of the Hallmark movies, the ones that don't have anything to do with Christmas, really. So this falls in the middle. Is it a good Christmas movie? I don't know. Like, I walked away saying, I'm glad I saw this, but I don't need to see it again. I'm glad that I could get those early takeaways that I shared about the choices between good and evil and change and about the father-son relationship. I appreciated those things. Do I need to see it again? I don't think so. Is it one of those movies that people are going to watch over and over? I don't think so. Will people enjoy the movie? I think so. If you're looking for an action-packed movie, a spy thriller, all of these things, you're going to like the movie. You're going to like the rescue of Santa Claus and the battles that go on. I thought the movie, there were two scenes in particular that I just thought were a bit elongated. One was on the beach, and then the other was with Krampus. I just thought could have been shortened a little bit. So is it a good Christmas movie? It's all right. Gets you thinking about Christmas. Maybe gets you even, from a spiritual perspective. Am I on the naughty or am I on the nice list? Is there potential for me to change? So those are good questions that this movie can propose. I won't be seeing it again. I don't know if you'll be seeing it. Let me know in the comments if you plan to see Red One. Let me know what you thought of it. And we'll see you again next time when Father Edward goes to the movies.